If you are a fan of medical dramas, CBS has a new show that you have to check out. Take a look.
The new CBS show Miami Medical is about a team of expert surgeons who thrive on the adrenaline rush of working at one of the premier trauma facilities in the country. We sat down with Lana Parrilla, who plays Dr. Eva Zambrano on the show, and she told us a bit about her character.
My character, for example, is she comes from a Cuban descent. She comes from a lineage of surgeons. Her father was a trauma surgeon, her grandfather as well.
I think you've been shot in the back of the neck.
No, I haven't.
Can you do me a favor? Can you look right?
Come on.
And now left?
This is...
I need a gurney here.
She's extremely work-focused.
I need a thoracotomy tray. Let's get our patient's chest open and see why she arrested.
How's that thought?
Almost work-obsessed. She's the first one to get there. She's the last one to leave.
So how did Lana learn about a trauma surgeon's life?
When I did my research down in Ryder, she was one of the first female trauma surgeons in the country. And she's an incredible woman. She's very strong, very feisty, extremely direct and very demanding. I really focused on, because I had seen so much of the trauma in my first two visits, that this time when I was working with her, I was just focusing on her mannerisms, how she walks and how exhausted her body gets over, a course of 15, 16 hours of being there. How she communicates with her patients and how she's always educating them.
And what about memorizing that medical lingo?
So every night it was like I was in school. And the only challenging part of it was that, after a 16-hour day, going home to have to study was trying.
We wanted to know if Lana has anything in common with her hard-working character.
Both her and my lives have been focused on career. So it's interesting because our lives are parallel in that regard, and it helps me to understand her more.
And speaking of dating, how does a busy actress find time for a relationship?
About 4.5 years ago, I realized that I hadn't really traveled enough, and so I started to. And I love traveling alone. And I would go to these different countries and spend a good amount of time there, not just a couple weeks, like months. And I'd meet some great people, and I'd date people there, and it was wonderful. But I always had to come back here. And when I'd come back here, it would get kind of lonely. And I'd have these boyfriends, but they lived 6,000 miles away from me. About 10, 11 months ago, I started dating someone, and it was kind of jarring at first. I said, oh my God, you live 10 minutes from me. Like, I don't know if I could deal with that.
Some people think that the life of an actress is always glamorous. We asked Lana if she feels lucky to be on a new series.
I've been so fortunate. It's been about 11 years that I've been doing this professionally. And I love it. Even in the times when you're unemployed, you're like, okay, this is exciting. What's next? I've had the opportunity to work on so many different shows with so many different people, and it's been a great career, and I'm so blessed. And at times it's very difficult, but I'm in for it. I'm in for the ride.
And what was the show this actress is on again?
The show is Miami Medical. It's on CBS. It's a 1-hour show. It's about trauma and really hot, sexy doctors.
Hot, sexy doctors, backdrop of Miami. Do you think I'm going to be watching? Yeah, I am. But if you're not